Hi, and welcome to tonight's tutorial. I'm Pam Wrigley, and I am a bridal makeup artist and hairstylist. And welcome to my Monday evening tutorial. We usually do these tutorials on a Tuesday evening, but I can't do tomorrow. So I thought rather than miss out this week, I'll just do the tutorial a night early. So thank you for joining me. If you have any questions as we go through tonight's tutorial, please just pop your questions into the chat box and I'll do my best to answer them straight away, although I do tend to get a bit carried away with the hairstyling. So, I will check, but just bear with me if I don't kind of answer your question straight away. Tonight, we're going to work with kind of short, just above shoulder length hair, actually, but you can do these kind of straightener curls on almost any length hair, unless it's particularly short. And this is a style that I did for a client of mine just last week, actually, and she wanted a kind of styled, but not styled look. So she didn't want it too curly. She didn't want to lose too much of the length of her hair. And she wanted a little bit of extra volume and oomph, but not too much. And yeah, she wanted a bit of a curl, but not too much of a curl. So the straightener curls were perfect for this particular style. When I did the trial, we did do half of the hair with tongs and half with straighteners, because you do get a very different look. So if you are training to be a bridal hairstylist, you will, some people kind of just carry straighteners around with them, but I will always recommend that you get some, as well as your straighteners, you get a couple of sets of tongs as well. So probably a 19mm tong and a 24mm at the very least, because you'll find you'll be able to get very different looks than just working with your straighteners. But straighteners was perfect for tonight's tutorial. Hi, Adjua, thank you for joining me. You do always need to use a heat protector when you work with straighteners, and I'm using the Silhouette Style and Care Lotion, which is my favourite go-to heat protector. It does all sorts of things. It protects the hair, it gives a shine to the hair. Basically, it does what it says, styles and cares for the hair. So I'm going to put a little bit of Style and Care Lotion through the hair. And let me just see. My comb's all the way over there, but I don't think I need it because I have combed her hair quite a lot before I started. And here we're going to go for a kind of, I've combed most of the hair here. You can see, let me lift her up just a little bit so you might be able to see a bit better. So she's got a very soft kind of wave in the hair. I've done this side, so you can see it's just kind of looks soft and gorgeous and effortlessly kind of styled. That's the look we're going for. So let's just do our, so this has all been curled. So I'm going to be working with quite small sections at a time. And we're curling away from the face. So you're going to bring your straighteners backwards away from the face. And as you turn the straighteners, you glide them down the hair and you get that lovely soft wave. So we're curling away. We don't want the curl to start too high. So let's do another curl here. Just a small section of hair. I find it works much better if you use small sections of hair when you're working, doing this kind of soft, relaxed style. Turn and glide the straighteners down the hair as you turn them to create these lovely soft kind of curls, but they're almost a little bit of a wave, which is exactly what we want. Let's get the next section of hair. Now, sometimes what you might find, especially if you're working with somebody who maybe has quite coarse hair, naturally curly hair, that the hair can, although this hair looks lovely and sleek and glossy, sometimes you can find that when you use straighteners on the hair, as I say, if the hair's coarse or a bit curly, naturally curly, you can straighten it, but it doesn't look particularly smooth and glossy, or at least it starts smooth and glossy, but doesn't stay smooth and glossy. It can go a bit kind of fluffy and fly away. So what you can do you have if you're having that problem of curling the hair away from the face, gliding the straighteners down. So if you're having that problem where the hair is going a bit frizzy, it's not holding this lovely, smooth, sleek, kind of glossy look. Let me just go over that one a little bit. Turn a little bit more and bring that back. That's better. So if you're finding you have a problem with the hair going a bit fly away, a little bit fluffy, then what you can do is, as you create the curl, you could smooth on a little bit of your list control cream, or you could use like something like this structure cream, the Goldwell structure cream, or this is Goldwell product creative texture spray wax, and this would also work, and it just helps to stop the hair going fly away and fluffy if you're having that problem. So now let's style these gorgeous soft waves, shall we? And you can see I've kind of kept it a little bit straight at the ends, and that helps to stop the hair looking too curly, and it also helps to maintain the length. So now if your client has, let's see if we've got a question. I think we might have. Let's have a look. Okay. Right, thank you. Quertis just said that she always gets a crease when she tries to use the straighteners. The key is if you're getting a line on the hair, I've just turned these off now, so I might put them back on. But the way to do it, it might just be when you haven't been doing it very often, you hold the straighteners too long in one place at the beginning, and that's just giving you a little crease in the hair, you get a little kink in the hair. And the way you can avoid that is before you start curling, warm. So don't do anything, don't try and curl, warm up the hair first of all, and then go on when the hair's hot, and then turn, and you'll find you get that curl but without any crease. So that's what's happening there. You're probably just, and it might only be for not even a fraction of a second, but if you hold the tongs, the straightener still on the hair and not moving them straight away, then you do tend to get that little, it's like a little line in the hair, isn't it? I know exactly what you mean. But all you need to do is warm up the hair first, get it nice and hot, then go on and create the curl. And sometimes I find when you've got that crease, it's hard to get rid of. So yeah, and another good tip actually, if you're worried about that kind of problem, is again, as we do when we create any style or do any kind of hair prep, we section the hair first of all. So you separate the front sections, the crown and the back section, and you're going to start curling with your straighteners at the back. Now, nobody's going to see the back under here if she's going to have her hairstyle down, especially. So you can practice at the back. So just if you kind of think, oh my God, I've forgotten it's getting lots of little marks or the curls aren't quite perfect, under here is where you can kind of perfect your technique. So by the time you get to the kind of surface areas and the front, you look like a pro. You know exactly what you're doing and what works on that person's hair. And yeah, and especially it's good if you're doing a trial run, because you can say some curls aren't quite perfect. You're learning what works best on that person's hair. So we don't have to know everything. If it's the first time you've met that person, you've got to work out what works best for them. So don't be too hard on yourself is what I'm trying to say. Keep practicing. So let's pick up a little bit of hair now. Let's find out how much she might want. A little bit of hair down around her face. My lady that I did this on, that you can see the little thumbnail, she's got quite short sections here. My lady here doesn't have those little fringes, bangs cut in the front there. So but if your client does, just leave them down. Now the thing is, if she wants all this back, if she has got layers cut in, it might not be long enough to get all the way to the back, especially if she wants it quite loose, or maybe she doesn't like her ears and she wants it down over her ears at the side. So what you will do is pick up the hair, You can, if she's got very fine hair or very short hair here, and you want to try and hold it together, you could put a little bit of texturizing powder just in the hair a little bit. And as you come back, you can pick up another bit of hair as you work your way back. Keep that twist, pick up another bit of hair. So you're kind of helping this section to grow in length as you bring it back. Pick up another bit more, and then you can twist. And then that short section all of a sudden becomes much longer. And you can make it all the way to the back and pin the hair. Easy peasy. Let's get a bobby pin on there. Sometimes when I'm putting bobby pins in people's hair, as I'm pushing, they kind of move forwards. So you need to kind of ask them to push back against you as you pop that bobby pin in, because otherwise you need to make sure it's secure. Because if it's floating in the hair, if that kind of lifts up at all, then it won't do its job. And we want these styles to be secure and to look fabulous. Simple and gorgeous is what we're aiming for with this style. So I usually work with the mirror. And again, if your client's hair has a tendency to get a bit flyaway, what you can do, get a little smear of product. And you can just go over those curls. You could do this as you create them. It's almost like a little tiny smear of product. You don't need a lot, but it just helps to smooth the hair and tame any flyaways. If you're having that problem where the hair seems to go a bit fluffy and it doesn't stay looking smooth and sleek. So let's pick up a little bit of hair. Now, if she has those kind of layers, they are quite short, you could just kind of start pinning, do your first kind of pin here. First bobby pin you could do maybe there. I'll just show you this particular client today. Her hair is definitely long enough for me to add to it, but just imagine she wasn't. You might just bring it back just to here, and then you might get another piece. And bring that back to there. So you can kind of work with different, actually I don't like that little bit up there, it's a bit high, that bit there. You can either work, that's a bit better, don't want it too bouffant. So you can either work with kind of pieces and just pin them one at a time, like this, or the way we did on the other side, nice and secure, that's it. And then you pick up another piece, twist that, pin that in. So you could do it this way, or as we did on the other side, where you keep going with that one piece of, the few sections of hair, and as you go back, add to it. So here there's our little twist there, pick up a bit of hair in front of there, create another twist and bring that back. So if she's got really short layers, you can still do a gorgeous little half up style, or maybe she just really doesn't like her ears and she wants as much hair as possible over her ears. So you might only be able to pick up a little bit of hair here. Then you pick up a little bit of hair, another one there, another one there, another one here, and just work your way backwards to the back. Let's just, one thing I do need to do actually is make sure, and you'll find this, I'm going to take this grip out, especially if she's got kind of highlights in her hair, that's better. Don't get ahead of yourself. Make sure that it's all lying nicely here at the back without, if she's got like highlights and she's got some dark hair underneath, you don't want a big gap visible. So you could secure that if you needed to. As I say, if you're working with somebody who's got highlights, secure the hair at the crown, so that it looks, all the highlights and lowlights all kind of sit beautifully together and there aren't any kind of strange gaps in the hair. And just keep picking up the hair, twisting it and secure. So a couple of different ways of doing our half up style here. That's it. Different on each side, but it actually looks quite similar. It's really good if you're working with somebody who's got short hair and they, people want to feel like they've, the hair's been styled, it looks gorgeous, but they haven't tried too hard. And this is a perfect style. Fab. So we've got our lovely straightener curls and we've got our, oops, look, there's a little visible bobby pin there. We don't want that. Might just get a little fine pin. Like this, little tiny fine pin. Pop that in there to lift that up and over better. Gone. So we've got our little twist on this side, a little twist on the other side, and our lovely straightener curls coming away from the face on both sides. I think I like this side best actually, where we did the longer twist and we just added hair to it as we worked our way back. And this one you can see she's got a bit more hair down from the front. This one's kind of pulled back a little bit lower. So if you're doing a trial, you could kind of maybe try this and see which one she prefers. So a super quick tutorial, lovely, easy, gorgeous looking straightener curls with no marks on them, smooth and sleek, no flyaway hair. And we've also got our little twist at the side there that you can create, whether she's got kind of short layers or slightly longer hair. It'll look lovely either way. So thank you for joining me tonight. I'll be here next week, as usual, same time, same place, next Tuesday evening. So not tomorrow, the following week, which I think is the 21st of November. So I look forward to seeing you then and have a good week. In the meantime, any questions, please just get in touch. I am here to help. And don't forget to like and subscribe. And we also have, I mustn't forget to tell you about our fabulous e-learning platform where you can learn how to be a bridal hairstylist, sit your exams, get your certificate and your professional insurance. Any questions, please just get in touch. I'm here to help and I'll see you all soon. Thanks for joining me. Take care. Bye, everybody. Bye.